This is Houston. Say again, please.
Houston, we've had a problem.
Hey there folks, and welcome to another rambling. And if I look very similar to my last rambling, and I'm holding the same bottle of beer as my last rambling, it's because I've recorded this immediately after my last rambling. I had two topics in my head. One was the PS4K Neo video, which I will have posted up by now. And the second was I wanted to talk about the announcement yesterday, 21st of April 2016, that they were stopping the manufacture of the Xbox 360, which was an uber-selling console. And I have so many memories on that console. I bought one, I think, about a year... Well, I think it was about a year or so, because the very first game I got was Gears of War, and I think that came out about a year after the console launched. I wasn't quite as heavily into gaming at that point as I am now. So I got it, I think it was about a year and a half after it came out. And I played online with my son, who lived far away, and we just had hours and hours of fun on Gears of War and Halo and those sorts of things. And it sold uber amounts of boxes, did the Xbox 360. But finally yesterday they said they were going to stop manufacture. Now, I think it's the right time. I think obviously the sales figures are pretty low now, and I think a lot of that has to do with the backward compatibility program for the Xbox One now kicking into massive flow. Now, the sort of part B of this is about the Xbox One backward compatibility games. Now, I've been so impressed with that Xbox One backward compatibility game. Every single game I put in looks so much better than it did on the Xbox 360. It's just such a smooth pan around. It's just such... The frame rates are awesome. The screen tearing that I found in some of my favourite games is just gone. The Alan Wakes. Dead Space, to be fair, was always good anyway. I never saw any screen tearing in Dead Space. But Alan Wake and Alan Wake American Nightmare and all that... the Fable games, I noticed screen tearing in those when I was playing them back in the day. It's just gone. I mean, they just play so smoothly. I noticed a couple of niggly bugs in them, but they patched them really quickly when fans spot them. The community on Xbox is really good, and they really communicate with people on that. They've got the preview program, and they've got the Twitter accounts that you can use to get in touch with them are fantastic. They always respond, even if you're horrible to them, they still respond and say, "Hello, sir, how can I help you?" It's the American way, I suppose. So, yeah, I mean, it's really, really impressed me. And the more games that come out for that, the more and more I think people are realising there's just no point in getting a 360, or indeed maybe even keeping the one they've got. I mean, certainly when I moved to my new flat here in Edinburgh, I didn't set up the 360 or the PS3 again. I've got them packed away in their boxes, but I didn't set them up. Whereas before I had all of the new consoles and my last two as well, and the PS2 for that matter. But they're all in boxes now, and I'll just be taking them out when necessary. To be honest, a lot of the old games, if I ever play them, will be to do a couple of videos for you guys to let you see what the Xbox One back compat versions are like. I won't do it for every single one, but I'll do it for the main ones. I mean, I'm looking forward to the BioShock. All the BioShock games are coming to the Xbox One back compat. They're on the they're on the recently, coming soon section of the list if you go onto the website. So they're coming soon. So it'll be really good to see. I mean, they played pretty well as well, but it'd be really good to see them. Now, funnily enough, the third installment, the BioShock, whatever it was called, forgot, the one in the sky. Is it Infinity or something? No. Oh, I can't remember. Shout at me, people. Shout at me. Anyway, the one in the sky. I did notice a lot of screen tearing in that. And now that I'm thinking back, I'm not sure if I did actually. I did notice screen tearing in the PS3 version, but when I went to my mate's house and saw him playing it, I wasn't seeing it, funnily enough, on the Xbox 360. But anyway, that aside, I'd be interested to see just how well those later ones play, because I think that the later ones are easier for them to make a lot crisper. Certainly, I mean, I noticed with Alan Wake, it was just beautiful. It panned so beautifully. I mean, and even with the American Nightmares, which came much later than Alan Wake, because people wanted Alan Wake 2, and of course we didn't get it, but they were allowed to make the Alan Wake's American Nightmare. which was kind of a small downloadable game to go hand in hand with it. I still think we'll get Alan Wake 2, and there's a lot of rumour that it might actually already be being made. Remedy are apparently 9 months into making a new game that nobody knew about. So there is a lot of speculation that it could be Alan Wake 2. But anyway, I digress, like I do. Yeah, I mean, it's been absolutely outstanding to see how these games have been playing, because I expected them just to play the same. I expected them just to be, yeah, fine, we'll just get them onto the console and people will be happy. But they've done more than that. Whatever they're doing, whatever engine they're pushing them through, is crisping these things up big time, and it is using the power of the Xbox One to make them better than they were. I mean, we're not talking about remasters here, but we are talking about games that run far smoother frame rate wise. I noticed with Alan Wake, I'm sure there's far more colour depth in that Alan Wake game than there was when I first played it. There's bits of it where the colours are so rich and everything in that game, when you're panning around and the mist and everything. It just looks fantastic. Really, really good. I mean, I'm not saying next gen good, but they look fantastic compared to how they were. So I've really enjoyed getting stuck into these games. To some extent, I'm a bit disappointed that I haven't actually finished any, because I've only done the videos and then I haven't gone back to any of the games to play them. But I will do. And if there's enough interest in the ones that I've recorded, then I'll do some more. I noticed that the Fable ones actually have been pretty popular, so I may go back and do a bit more Fable for you guys if you want to see it. But yeah, I've only been doing part 1 and 2 for those videos. I figured that people didn't want to see full run-throughs of them and just wanted to see just how different they were, and to see if it was worth buying them again, or whether it was, I mean, a lot of people don't have their entire collection like I do. I just throw I've got all of my 360 collection. I just throw the disc in and it downloads. So yeah, very lucky. So that was it really. I just wanted to talk about the 360 going. I think the time is right. I think the Xbox. I think if it's concreting what they've already committed to, which is getting as much of their back catalogue of 360s onto the Xbox One, because there's still a shed load that aren't there. So I think that even that suggests to me that they are fully committed to getting all of those onto the Xbox One, and I think they will. The only thing that might happen is that a few developers will say, no, we don't want that on there, for whatever their reasons are, and I think they'll have good enough reasons for it. They won't. I mean, a massive one for me would be Skyrim. If Skyrim could get onto that, it would be fantastic. But me personally, I know people don't like a lot of remasters, but if there's ever a game that I think would be a massive selling remaster, it would be Skyrim. I mean, I would take that game. I would sell my left arm. Maybe even my right now I wouldn't, because I wouldn't be able to play it properly. But you know what I mean. I would play that game, and I would pay full whack for a remastered version of Skyrim, to be able to play it without all the horrible loading screens and all that sort of stuff on it. Would be able. I mean, if you could walk into a cave almost instantaneously, or a shop almost instantaneously. It's the only thing that puts me off playing it again is just the horrendous loading times just to go in and buy a helmet. It's just like, oh, So yeah, I mean, there are certain games that may not naturally fall into the back compat until, they may say, no, we're not doing it because we want to do a remaster of it, for example. So they might know that and we don't. Red Dead Redemption got accidentally released and then it disappeared again. So we know that's coming because it's already ready to go, I think. But for whatever reason, they've decided not to do it. Could be they're going to have some sort of announcement for Red Dead Redemption 2 at E3, and they want to put it hand in hand and say, well, here's back compat Red Dead Redemption 1, can't speak, and get ready for Red Dead Redemption 2. So there's all sorts of little things that will be going on where we don't get it, immediately on back compatibility. But it will end up there. Nearly every game will end up there, I think. Especially if the company are making a sequel and they want attention again. So yeah, that's it. That's all. It's done. I won't record a third one in the same space of time. I'm done now. I'm going to go off and enjoy my Friday, which will entail piecing all of these videos together, putting intros and outros on them, and then posting them up whilst listening to some fantastic music. And it's been, as always, a pleasure serving you all again. And I shall see you all soon. You guys take it easy. Bye.